Alright, hey everyone. Okay, so the last video was me getting the Warhammer shockwave effect into place. So that, boom, you blow the shit out of enemies. Um, I'm gonna do some adjustments to the particle's actual size. This video will be me getting the effect of actually knocking enemies up in the air and dealing damage to them when hit with the Warhammer. Um, See, I didn't hit the ground in front of me. Alright, so that should right there, like, causes AoE damage in front of me. Um, causes AoE damage in front of me. And we should see, okay. It'll cause AoE damage, and it will knock them in the air. And what else? I think that's it, really. I mean, that'll be pretty straightforward. I might actually, even on this video, be able to begin working on the high staff. Now the high staff is just going to be like a high end, like takes lots of mana to use it, kind of a ultimate weapon, kind of like the obliterator. It's actually a weapon that belongs in the advanced slot as well. The high staff will be pretty interesting. I'm not really sure what I want to do with it just yet, but the high staff will create pretty much a well, it'll be like really powerful. But Warhammer. So in order for me to be able to actually deal any damage to stuff, I'm going to need something to calculate an AoE radius. So I can, what I might do is, I got a sphere here, so 64, let's try 128. I might actually do more than one sphere. I might actually do like, okay, I got sphere 2, you're going to be over here, and you're going to be like 256, or 192. Yeah. So you are 128. Let's try 92. And you are 128. And you will be 192. Okay. Actually, not really sure because I might have to. Okay. There's a certain amount of overlap between these. I wonder if it's probably not just best that I just make one sphere and just work with that instead. I mean, there's a certain point where the player is not even going to notice the difference, and it's probably, I just do 192. Yeah, let me get rid of these. This is just silly. Do 192. Nah, actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna be exuberant. The only thing is that there's overlap, so you can get technically hit by more than one of these things at the same time. Like, Wow. Yeah, you want to have the enemy right here in this sweet spot. Like, all three of them at once. No, boy. I guess I'd have to calculate distance and center. Okay. Alright. So with all that, I'm not using the construction script at all for this. Everything is pretty much just going to be begin play. Alright, so the first thing we'll probably be dealing with, though, when I might take a look at this, yeah. Yeah, it's basically just a series of delays. Alright, the first one won't have a delay. This one will. And it'll probably be shorter than that. In which case I repeat the same process a second time. And then a third time. So the first sphere will be instantaneous. Only looks for characters. Can't be used for breaking walls. Alright. And I'm just gonna do the same thing, yeah. This is just gonna happen one more time. Here. Alright. And then after that, it's one more time here. Okay, and then sphere 2. Got it. Go. Okay. Here's sphere 1, sphere 2. uh, it's really silly. And then I have to destroy it afterwards. Destroy actor self. Which I should probably delay a little bit. I'll make it a, I don't know, 1 second, and then destroy itself. Otherwise, you'll end up with like a billion of these things just sitting around because the player decided to be a dumbass and started attacking the floor for no reason or whatever. It occurs to me though that as it stands right now, the Warhammer doesn't require any mana to actually use. I might have to do something, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because now the Warhammer isn't just a melee weapon anymore. It's an AoE like devastator. Probably should require mana to use it because it's a little too good. Then again, it's also an end game, probably one of the best weapons, high tier weapons in the game. Uh, maybe at this point you should be breaking things a little bit, but also too, I don't even know how difficult. I don't even know how difficult things are going to end up being. Okay, if nothing is found here, then continue on. Alright. So what this does is it calculates to see, okay, nothing was found overlapping this, go to the next one. Nothing was found overlapping this, go to the next one. And if nothing found overlapping this, then just kill itself. Alright. Now, first thing I'm going to probably do is print string display name. Alright. This is just something that I like to use the print strings a lot. Just to test to see exactly what it is that I'm getting myself into here. And how much damage the AoE should do. It'll be a lot less than a direct hit from the hammer itself. The hammer is like basically like getting hit with a rocket directly in the face. Alright. First thing right away. I'm included in the calculation. So I guess that's something that I did with the scythe. I have to, yeah, okay, so I do have to be watching the caster. Alright, so caster effect. Alright. Caster effect level. You are an integer and you are a character base. Okay. Bump these two. Expose on spawn. Alright. So now here's the level and the caster are now passed through. Alright. And I do a calculation. I gotta cast every time I deal damage with this. But yeah, I have to do this calculation every single time. Oi. So yeah, like that. And then I gotta do it again over here. I'll clean this up in a little bit. Ah, dragged. All right. Let's see. So I gotta check to see if it's dead. If it's dead, then don't, you know, like, don't do anything to it with the effect on. Like, this should probably cause jibs, but yeah, actually, in this particular case, like the shockwave should probably hit dead bodies. The spinning scythe blade, scythe storm though, was causing like performance issues because it would continually hit dead objects. So this calculation is not necessary here. I don't need to worry about it. If it's dead, you should be able to shockwave the dead body and blow it up, because it's not a continuous effect. Alright, on that note, you know what? Get rid of this, because I can just do this directly here. Alright. And yeah. Okay. So in the scythe thingy, what I end up dealing ice damage. Spawn an emitter. Get actor location for the impact fireball effect. Okay. So this is the... I could probably just make this a fucking function. That way it doesn't take up so much space. If false, if false. Yeah. Just to make this a little bit cleaner. Now come think about it, I could probably just turn all of this into a function. I don't have to redo these. There's no reason to that I need to have three of these sitting next to each other because it's the same calculation. So I'm gonna collapse this to a function. I'm gonna call it shockwave effect. That way I can just be organized about this and keep it nice and simple. Shockwave effect. Okay. Alright, so that spawns the sound. This puts an effect at the target that was hit. I'm gonna go ahead and just make this ballistic damage, although I could probably do something like fire damage. Whatever. I'm just gonna leave it at ballistic for now. And that's the effect, the sound effect. I'll come up with a sound effect. I'll probably do that off camera though. It's pretty tedious looking for sound effects, honestly. Okay, make sure that the target is set up. Alright, I'm dealing ballistic damage and all of that. There is one aspect though that I haven't gotten to do, and that is the making it fly up in the air. So the impact sound effect of the Warhammer is going to be what I use for this sound. Oh. Fireball impact. Hey, come on, what the fuck? Okay, large melee thing, and then grenade muzzle flash will be the impact effect that the Warhammer usually does anyway. Okay. Oh. Again. Okay. Selected. Okay, impact muzzle. Alright. So, what am I sitting on right now? I need to get, what was it? Movement mode. To falling. really take a look at the character base real quick just to see how I apply jumping. I just need a reminder on movement. Where is it? Z strength, velocity. So I'm gonna say, let's say 800, right? And this is deriving from movement. Doesn't cancel out his previous velocity. So I'm just adding to it, and all of a sudden he gets like 800. Let's actually make it 12, just for fun, right? Oh, and yeah, okay. All right, that should get a shockwave that comes down. The only thing is now the shockwave itself needs to have a sound effect, which, well, honestly, the shockwave should probably play once every time. Yeah, all right, like, so I'm gonna have to spread this out a little bit. Moo ha ha. Greater than 0, greater than 0. Oh wait, kind of fucked up. Because it's still gonna play sound even if it doesn't hit anything. Location. Get um get world location for a component. All right. Now just repeat this over here. Sorry, 1 second. All right, and I do the same one more time. Now it's gonna sound a little weird because it's just playing a sound. It's not playing the correct sound, but I'll have to have like an earth crush sound or something. I don't know. I'll have to come up with something. But all right. Oh god. Didn't hit him at all. Is it character base? Yeah, caster is not valid. Caster was valid. Hmm. That should have still worked. Ignores armor. 1200. Hmm. For whatever reason, it's not finding. Let me just make sure that it's actually print string. Is it hitting him? Okay. No. So he's not even getting none of these are actually calculating him. Oh, derp. It kind of, yeah. Um, maybe maybe it should, like, actually do its functionality. Whoops. Okay. Low into the ceiling. Okay. Yeah, that's a little funny. Um, looks like 800 was fine. It's almost like it makes him more powerful. Maybe there could be an achievement. uh, maybe it should be lightning damage. Maybe, yeah. Maybe the Warhammer should just do lightning damage. I mean, it's too amusing not to have it at least be doing some kind of, like, I don't know, some kind of, because it's gonna have to require mana now in order to actually use the weapon because it's too good now. Like, before it was just basically an overhyped melee weapon. Now when you strike the ground in front of you, it fucking, like, blows shit up. You know what needs to be done? Okay, so I can now go into this. I can get rid of the print. I don't need the character base anymore. This is not necessary. I know that it is doing what it is meant to do. Okay. I needed some kind of, like, I don't know, maybe I can try changing out one of the effects that gets played. It's a giant charge explosion. What if I was originally kind of against doing this, but maybe it's worth it. Maybe I could just do the earth crack instead. But that I feel like the earth crack. Oh, wait, what? Since it's not voxely rocks, I don't know if you can see it, but it makes like a bunch of spiked rocks come out of the ground. It's kind of like a cooler way to do the same thing. For some reason, it's not playing it. Um, let's try this. All right. Hmm. Yeah. Uh, it's not doing. It's not doing what I thought it would do. Oh well. I will just go ahead and stick to what I was doing originally, and put that right here. Oh. And I think it was 0.5. I shrank the size of it down a little bit. Okay. Right away, I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of a sound to play. Uh, so with that said, I think I'm gonna end this one right here. What you just witnessed is how to create a ground wave shock in front of you. Now I have to figure out what sound to play, and yeah, how to give it a little bit more oomph. Okay, hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Yada yada.